This is the Godox X3 wireless transmitter, and this is the X3 Pro. But what actually makes it Pro? Today we're going to break down all the differences. I'll tell you which one I use and why, and who each of these might be a better option for. What's up? My name's Jay LeBlanc, wedding photographer and photo video educator. Even though these two triggers pack almost the same features, the Pro has several advantages that can really be useful to many types of photographers. Full disclosure, I've been a Godox user for about 10 years now, and I love their lights. I own like 5 of their speed lights and a mix of their more powerful lights as well, and several wireless triggers. But a little while back, Godox reached out to me and asked if I would like to review their newest wireless trigger, the X3 Pro. And I said, sure, I'll check it out. That's it. I don't have to send this video before it goes live, and they have zero influence over what I say. Everything in this video is facts I found on their website and my personal opinion from using this system. So I got the X3 Pro. At first, I was like, $10 more? What's really the difference here other than the screen's bigger? After some time with the trigger and using it, testing it out, I realized the Pro brings some subtle differences, which makes it worth it for me. And now the X3 Pro is my everyday go-to for my workflow. And if you stick around to the end, after I tell you all the advantages that the Pro has over the X3, there's one big thing that the X3 has that the Pro doesn't, which leaves me scratching my head a little bit. I'll leave links to both of these down below if you want to check out either of them for yourself. Just so you know, the links will be for the Canon models, so just make sure if you use a different camera system that you buy the right ones. So first, let's just talk about what these triggers have in common and get that out of the way. Both of these triggers have all the basic Godox functionality: TTL, high-speed sync, up to 1/8,000th of a second, the Godox 2.4 gigahertz system. They work with Godox flashes and strobes. They have touchscreen interface, USB-C charging, and a very reliable wireless connection up to 100 meters of range. Essentially, in terms of core performance, neither one's really losing out. So if you're just starting out or your workflow doesn't require any fancy extras, the X3 is already a solid option. But if you're looking for something a little extra for only $10 more, $10, the Pro might be a better choice. So let's talk about some of the differences and start with probably the most obvious: the screen. The X3 Pro has a bigger and brighter screen, which makes it easier to see and adjust settings quickly, even in bright sunlight. For someone like me with bigger hands, it's also just more comfortable to navigate. This might seem small, but when you're changing settings mid-wedding or in a fast-paced shoot, this alone can save you time and prevent some mistakes. Next up, the Pro has a shutter control and PC sync port, so you can control your camera shutter. This opens up options like time lapses and long exposures, and also the ability to sync multiple lights manually, something that the X3 can't do. If you're doing studio work or creative shoots that go beyond just standard flash triggering, this is a big plus. Next, the battery life. Big difference here. Besides the screen, the battery life is one of the biggest upgrades. The X3 Pro has a 2,930 milliamp battery with 35 days of standby, while the X3 has a 850 milliamp battery and only 7 days of standby. For wedding days or long event shoots, this means you don't have to worry about recharging or running out of power in the middle of the day. Honestly, if you're doing multiple jobs in a weekend, the Pro could probably get you through all of them no problem. On the Pro at the end of a wedding day, I'm still at over 70% battery life. I mean, $10 more for peace of mind about your battery not dying is kind of a no-brainer for me. The next difference is probably my favorite, and that is the metal hot shoe foot. The X3 Pro comes with a metal hot shoe foot compared to the plastic one on the X3. The extra durability is worth it if you're swapping cameras or accidentally drop the trigger. It can handle a little bit more of a rough treatment. I will say I have never broken a wireless trigger before, but I have broken flashes that have a plastic hot shoe foot. So just throwing that out there. So if I accidentally bump a chair with my camera as I'm walking around a wedding venue, or someone hits me while I'm in the middle of the dance floor, I love to get in the middle of the dance floor and all that dancing crowd. It's so much fun. But I don't have to worry about breaking the Pro as easily as I would the X3. Another feature that the Pro packs is it has an autofocus assist beam. So if you're somebody who uses that, that is something to keep in mind. This helps your camera lock focus in dark rooms, dim receptions, low light studios, wherever you're using your trigger. I personally don't use the autofocus assist beams on my flashes or my camera, but for those of you who do, it's nice to have if it's something that you rely on. And a cool new feature that Godox has now is the ability to control the X3 Pro from your phone via a Bluetooth app. It allows you to adjust your flash settings from your phone. This is especially handy when you might have your camera mounted up high in a studio setting or a sporting event. You can make changes without climbing a ladder or reaching over obstacles just from your phone. So in an actual real world use example, in my personal workflow, I use the X3 Pro because the longer battery life and the metal hot shoe are my biggest pluses with this. The longer battery life means I never have to worry about it dying in the middle of a wedding day, which is a huge relief for me when it's just one less thing I have to worry about. And the metal hot shoe foot just gives me peace of mind that I don't have to worry about this possibly breaking as easily as something made of plastic. So if you stuck around this long in the video, I'm gonna let you know the one thing that the X3 has that the Pro doesn't. And that is this very nice semi-hard-sided carrying case that keeps the trigger nice and safe inside my camera bag. It's got some good build to it. You could bang this around in your camera bag knowing your trigger is safe. Now, I've never broken a trigger in my camera bag before. I should probably knock on wood. But this is such a nice thing to include because the Pro only comes with this little bag. That's it. It's not hard. It is soft and it's not as sturdy as the carrying case from the X3. I don't get why the non-Pro version comes with a nicer carrying case than the Pro version. That's probably my only complaint about the Pro. I'm really not worried about breaking it inside my camera bag, but it's just a nice little extra bonus that you get with the X3. So who should buy which one? Here's the breakdown. The X3, it's small, it's simple, it's affordable, it works for most photographers. The X3 Pro, it's a better build, a longer battery life, the focus assist beam, shutter control, Bluetooth connectivity. For me personally, for just a few bucks more, the Pro is worth it. For the extra workflow benefits, the bigger battery, the screen, and that metal hot shoe foot, it's $10. I'm going with the Pro every single time. So there it is. That's the full breakdown of the X3 versus the X3 Pro. If you have any questions for me, drop them down in the comments. And until next time, peace.